like airborne. It has 7 key nutrients to help fill those holes your immune system may have.
What holes?
Good morning, everybody. How's it going, Fire VR? What's going on? We are going to do some testing this morning. So we finally got the new firmware on our 3D printer yesterday, which, by the way, is night and day difference compared to where it used to be. And today we're going to start doing our Orca slicing calibration tests and get this printer dialed in, hopefully. And it's been a long journey with this dumb printer that it has absolutely been a royal pain in my butt. But I think we're slowly getting there. So the firmware updates, the new print bed that's on the printer, and the new firmware updates have made a dramatic difference, in my opinion. I feel like it's a totally different printer now, which is a good thing. So we're going to start by doing some file management in our thumb drive, which I just did. And now we are going to start with a calibration test. I'm going to start with the flow test, and we're going to do test 1, which is a test for 5 plus or minus 5 on the flow for every single one of these. So slice it, export the G-code. I'm going to put this on my USB thumb drive or my memory card because I cannot run this printer via USB cable. I haven't figured that out yet anyway, not with Orca Slicer. Well, wait a minute. I think if I hit print, though, I think it's going to try to print it via like an Octoprint server, not USB cable. So that's coming as an Octoprint server probably at some point, but right now we are not doing that. So let's get you moved over to the printer. I got it loaded. It is preheated. So let's go ahead and load up our file. Actually, hold on. I need to fix the home position on this first. So let's zoom you out so you can see what's going on, because right now the home position for this printer is actually off of the bed. You can't see it from this angle, but trust me, it is. So how to change the home position, I don't know, but we're gonna figure it out. So settings, advanced, offset, home offset, calibrate your X, Y end stop positions. The end stop position is the position your nozzle if your nozzle is 2.2 past the far left edge of the bed, you need your value is negative 2.2. If your nozzle is 2.2 millimeters on the inside, okay. I guess I should have went home first. So let's go home button will get me back to home. Settings, advanced, offset, home offset. That can't be the home offset. That can't be right. Come on, printer. Work with me here. Home. No. Home. I hit the wrong button. I'm trying to go too fast, apparently. That can't be the home position. That's okay. That's the home position. What? Okay. I guess that's what it thinks the home position is. Advanced, offsets, home offset. Nope, that ain't gonna work. How do I move this? Movement? No. Because that's the probe offset. That should be. So that's the probe offset, but why does the home offset not have a home button? That makes no sense to me. But again, it's an aftermarket firmware, so it could be messed up. Well, wait a minute. Is it now? Is it going back home? No, it's not. Oh, that's weird. Device. Okay. Let me just go and disable the stepper, and I'll just do it manually. Well, wait a minute. I mean, that'll work. It gets me where I need to. Advanced settings, offset, home offset. I need to move this in. Like, it goes pretty far. I want to say it was like 7 millimeters. Six puts it Almost the edge of the bed. Let's go to 7 just to be safe. I don't think that's enough. We'll do 7.5. Okay, so once it's done, to finish and save, leave over the back button on the top. So now it has the correct 7.5 on the x-axis, which is fine. Now let's try printing the flow test and see what happens. Oh, I do need to clean this nozzle real fast. It got goo on it. There we go. Last test I did messed up, so that's why we're starting over with the testing. That's weird. I can tell you right now it's going to mess up because it's off of the bed, which I thought I fixed, but it's not. For some reason the home position's changed and I don't know why. Checking my packages on that I purchased for the chickens. I'm gonna see where this stuff's at real quick. Why we're waiting. Yeah, it's still off the bed. I mean, it's barely off the edge. So the heat bed will be here Monday. So I can't do nothing with chickens till Monday. Yeah, it's already messed up this front corner. Jesus. Same spot as before. It's almost like it's a bed leveling problem. I'll let it go. I'll see if it gets any better. I could change the Z offset while it's printing. I think it's too close to the bed, maybe. If I can get that piece of string out of there. No, it's part of the print now. Not gonna mess with it. Oh yeah, should have looked to see when the coupe shows up. I forgot about that. I think the coupe was still scheduled for Monday as well. Let's go find out real fast. Go back to Temu. Purchase orders. Track. View details on FedEx. Which, by the way, don't get me started on Temu. That's I have nothing but problems with stuff getting shipped anymore. Okay, so it's due Tuesday. The coupe is, so I'm okay with that. So the coupe will be here Tuesday. The brooder will be here Monday. I can start moving on getting some chickens hopefully Monday once I get home from work. Hey, Maker Beaver, what's going on? This is a Creality um, S, the Ender 3 S1 Pro. Is the model of this printer? It's currently running a TT firmware, um, software firmware on the touchscreen, and it is running a textured PI um, bed. That's the only two modifications that's been done to this printer so far. Um, I'll give you some backstory of what this printer is, where it came from. So, it was a Christmas gift from a buddy of mine over a year ago, and he was brand new to 3D printing and could not understand how to get this one to work. And I discovered it had some major issues where it would randomly print and then it would just stop printing. It would like raise like 5 millimeter off the bed is what was happening. And it could do it in the middle of a print. It could be every time he tried to start a print. So he got tired of it, gave it to me to try to fix it. I had it for almost over a year now trying to fix it. And he no longer works where I work, so I have no way of getting a hold of the guy. So I guess now I have a new printer. I've done firmware updates on it. I've reset Z settings. I put new nozzles on it. I've done just about everything I could think of to get this thing to do what it's supposed to do. And the last, I don't know, about 2 weeks or so, it's finally been a decent printer where it's actually doing what it's supposed to do. So yesterday we put new firmware on it because I want some more advanced features that the Creality does not offer as a function in their firmware. So that's why I went with the by TT firmware for this particular printer and absolutely love it so far. So right now we're doing a flow calibration test, and that's kind of what we're going to be doing today, is a bunch of calibration tests, or series of tests I should say, and this is to help calibrate the printer to give me the most optimal printer that this thing can physically do. So if you're new to 3D printing or you're curious on what the flow test is, what this is doing is it's doing a test of 9 of these files, and each file is designed to have a value of how much filament is being fed per each block. So the center one is 0, the one to the right is down 5, down 10, down 15, and down 20, and then positive 5, 10, 15, 20. And then what you do is you print these until it's done printing, and then you identify which one looks the best, and that is the value you set your printer at for its flow rate, and that is testing the flow of the filament through this nozzle, or through this stepper motor through the nozzle. And you have to do this test for every filament type that you're planning on running with. So in this case, this is PLA, is what we're currently dealing with, which is basically your most standard filament out on the market. I don't know how much you know about printers, but that's kind of a generic of what we're doing today. So I plan on doing a series of about 2 or 3 different tests, and this is the very first one. Is we're going to do this, then we're going to do another test to calibrate restricted flow, and then we'll do a calibration probably for temperature, and it's a calibration test. How's it going, by the way? We're doing a calibration test. We're doing a flow calibration test, so that's what we're printing. I'm assuming it's 3Dist is your name. By the way, welcome 3Dist. How are you guys? And I appreciate you all coming in and saying hi. So if you're new, I will repeat myself again because I know you just asked what we're making. So this is a printer that I've had nothing but massive issues with since day one. So we are in the testing calibration stages of things currently. So that's what we're doing. Looks like I'm going to have to run a bed calibration test again because for some reason this is not being very kosher to me. And this one also popped off the bed. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to see if I can't at least get a second layer on these. to get a good idea of a flow test, and then we'll go back to leveling the bed again. So 2 of them are messed up. This one's got some overflow from the bottom mistake. I can ignore that. And if my memory is right, I think +5 was where I was at yesterday when I ran this test. So that's probably where I need to be again today. But I want to run a second layer, which is why I'm not concerned about these 2 that failed. Because I know I don't need to go down, I need to go up with the flow. What is this hitting? What is that noise? It's hitting the bed, is what it is. Oh, crap. Stop. We're going to have to level the bed again. But this will give me at least a starting reference for flow. So I can pick a flow that looks decent. And I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. Give me a second. And I'll bring it closer. So what I'm looking for is the actual detail of the physical print itself. So let me get this zoomed in and get it focused. So what I'm looking for is the anomalies. So, and what I mean by that is I'm going to start down here. So if you notice this section right here, that is called under extrusion. So that is not enough filament. So that's not going to work. The next one over here, you can kind of see it's like really weird wavy looking. That's the same problem, not enough filament. I can't see this one because it's all boogery and it's all messed up. These 2 don't look bad. And that is 0. So this is the factory. And this is +5 for the flow. This here is the mistake from down here. It dragged plastic up. So I have to ignore this little string and these 2 blobs. What I'm looking at is the edges around the print and the lines, the consistency. That's what I'm looking for right now. So if I was picking between these 2, I don't think the third one up here is terrible. But I think it's over extruding just ever so slightly, but that could be a bed leveling issue. That's too much, and that's too much. So I think it's somewhere between these 2. And if I was to lean on one, I would be leaning on this side, because the edges to me look a little bit sharper than this one. So I can increase the flow and then do the same test again. I can increase the flow by 5, which will set it here, and then I can do the other test, which does 1 at a time, but I think it starts with 5, and then it's going to go down to 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and then I think it goes down to a couple negatives as well. So that's kind of probably what I'm going to do next, but let's go ahead and take this off. We're going to rerun this test again, but I'm going to have to level the bed first. So the factory bed leveling on this machine, it does not have a Y-axis limit switch. It uses the auto bed leveling system to do its auto bed leveling, which is one of the caveats that this printer has. It's not a traditional 3D printer when it comes to how you do bed leveling. So let's go ahead and preheat this device again. I want to go to leveling, and then we're going to do another bed level again, but I'm going to start by checking the Z offset first. So auxiliary level, go to position 1. Check with a piece of paper. It's not terrible. It's probably a little tight, actually. Let's go up. Oh, that's the CR Touch. That's what that's doing. Okay, so I need to turn this so I can see what's going on, because these directions are a little, I don't want to say confusing, but it does have some directions on here as to what we're doing. So in this case, heat up the printer, wait 10 minutes, run auto run, adjust the wheels till the outer prints are nearly the same. Ignore the middle, run auto run again, or go to a point to measure or adjust while its wheel with its wheel. Repeat till it matches in home on finish. Okay, that makes sense. So let's go to the 6. So in this case, I need to raise that, is what it's saying. So let's do a quarter turn. Let's rerun that. I went the wrong way, so let's go quarter, half. Basically, I'm going to try to get these as close to 0 as possible. That's pretty doggone close. I'm going to barely rotate it, rerun the check again. I'll try to lean on the slightly over negative number. There we go. So let's go to 7. That's definitely low, so let's go pretty good turn. It's a little high, so we'll go down. Check it again. That looks good. I'll go about right there. Check that again. A little high. Let's go down ever so slightly. I'm good enough with that. Let's go to 8. It's probably too much. I probably should match the center value to all of them, which I'll probably do next for a fine adjustment. That way it's level all the way across from center all the way out. That's pretty close. I'm good with that. Let's go check the center now. Now that all four has been done. See, now the center changed. And that's what I was afraid is going to happen is I'm going to change these outside values and the center is going to change with it. Which I'm fine with. At some point, I'll catch up to this, I would like to think. So that needs readjusted. So that's going to have to go up. Or I'm actually lowering it. No. I need to go up. No. Down. Down. Let's try that. That's close. Let's go back up just a little bit. Getting there a little bit more. A bit more. This is what I love about this firmware. Is this data was not available before. So that's, I mean, we're nitpicking it at this point, but I want to get it as close as I can. There we go. So this is going to go. I'm good enough with that. I'm not going to check it again. That's going to have to go about right there. Check it again. I'm good enough with that. It's we're doing about an eighth of a turn on the wheel, basically, to get to go from the 0 to the 0.114. That's too much. This one's always the hardest one to get level because of the additional weight that's on that back corner with the wires that come to the heating bed and everything else that's back there. It's just not loaded the same, basically. So I'm good with that. So that's really good. Let's go ahead and check center. Make sure that that hasn't changed, which it shouldn't, but it could. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid is going to happen is I keep changing in the center. Whatever. I'm going to keep doing it. basically what I think is happening is the center is bowed. I think the center is bowed up. I went the wrong way. Like the goofy that I am, I went the wrong way. Please tell me it doesn't go to 0.3. Oh, this is going to get messed. Like, I'm going to keep chasing this. This is not good. This is not good at all. Check the center. I'll have to check the. I'm gonna have to change the Z offset soon, because I feel like it's hitting the bed now. Oh, this is getting. Why is this? It says ignore the middle. Oh, I guess I could have done this right. Run, auto run, adjust the wheels till. Okay, auto run. Adjust the wheels till the outer points are nearly the same. So in this case, I need to lower this one a decent amount. That one's going to go down a little bit. And that one's going to go down a decent amount. Auto run. I'm happy with those numbers. I'm not going to mess with that. That's close enough for me. I don't care what the center says because it says to ignore the center. Even though it's probably going to get a 0.5, which it did. I don't understand why the center keeps changing, but whatever. Run auto run again until the number points of measurements of the adjustments till the wheels. Okay, repeat till the machine, till it matches. Home on finish. So, home. So now it's done with its home position. The bed has been leveled by this leveling system. Let's check my Z offset again. So in this case, I'm going to go to 1. And that actually don't feel bad. Probably slightly high. Or slightly low, I mean, to the bed. Yeah, I'm going to start with there. And then let's auto level. We'll build a new mesh. That's weird that that's a high spot. And that's where I always have an issue with the bed sticking is like right here. And I don't understand how that high spot exists unless it's just a bed. But this should compensate for that now. So that's another reason why I'm redoing all of these tests. we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and switch you guys over to the PC, and we are going to adjust our flow. So, calibration, tutorial. So we got to do some math. So in this case, it's this. So, calculator. Ow. So the old flow rate was 0.98. So if I did what? Yeah, so 0.98 times 100. In this case, I want to go up 5, so it'd be 105. So 98 times 105, so that gets me 102.9. So if I divide that by 100, obviously it tells me right here. So my new flow rate should be 1.029. So in this case, I need to go in here and adjust my flow. Oops, that's the wrong one. I need to adjust the PLA. My here to 1 point, what did I say it was? I think it's 1.029. But let's check. Oops. Calibrate, tutorial. Yeah, 1.029. Okay, so that was right. So now the auto bed leveling is completed. It's telling me basically the outside corners are low. Most of the middle looks good, and I got 2 pockets that are high. But it's all within acceptable parameters of this machine, and that's what I need to understand. But definitely the outside 4 corners are low, and that's almost always typical. So I'm good with the mesh that this has been created, so we're good there. So now that we've got a bed that has a proper bed leveling and the mesh has been built correctly, everything looks kosher there, we are going to run another print. So let's get you back to the PC so I can show you what I'm doing. So we're going to run the same test again with the flow, but in this case, I want to do a pass 2. No, I do not want to save. And what this is going to do is it runs a test. So it starts with 5, and it's going to go down -1, -2, -3, all the way down to -9. So I went up 5. So somewhere between here and -9 should be the sweet number that we're looking for. This is a very fine calibration test that we're doing. So that's the test that we're going to be doing now. So export to G-code. Save. And that's now on my memory card. So let's go ahead and throw that into the printer. So print flow test, and this is going to be the 1.23 hour print because it is the longer version because it has one more extra square in it. So this will be the fine-tune test for flow for this PLA is what basically is what we're testing right now. So currently the machine is coming up to temp. Get you back over to the printer. I need to rotate this so it's square to you guys. I think I want to bring it a little closer if I can. Move the microphone back a little bit. That way it's not in your face. webcam too on the printer. Oh, wait a minute. Do I need to add the G code back to this to enable mesh? I bet I do. Since it's a different profile. Well, wait a minute. No, because I'm still using the Ender profile settings. Let me look. Now that I'm curious. Machine G code. No, it's doing it. Okay, so it's doing it. Still got to fix the offset. I don't know why it keeps priming off of the bed. It drives me nuts. It's not the end of the world. Well, I don't think that stuck right. Nope, it didn't. Let's see how much this is going to affect the print. It may not. I'm going to rip this brim off real fast once it goes to change layers. And hope that it don't mess anything else up in the process. Because this corner over here is messed up on this brim. It did not adhere to the bed. So, actually, I got an idea. I can cut it and pull it backwards. There we go. I'd like to go and complete this test. It's like an hour and 20-minute print because it's, I believe, 3 layers tall. Kind of hard to get a really good idea of flow just based on one layer, but one layer at least gets you close for rough settings. That's why I'm doing the fine tune of the print file this time. Yeah, that's not printing. It's like it's not saving. There's something to do with this bed. There's a high spot right there, and it's not working. So, stop. This is going to drive me up a wall is what's going to happen. So, the easiest solution to this, I guess, is just move the printer so that way it is not hitting that spot. Move the file. I feel like it's a cheat instead of actually fixing the problem, which is in the G code. I think. Let's keep that preheated. I want to go back. Nope. I want to move these, so let's go back to prepare. Select them all. Let's move it away from this side. Let's keep it in the middle. Just move it to the far left. Slice. Throw that back in here. Export G-code. Let's delete that file because that's the old one. I do not want it. Yes. Save the new one. Yes, I want to replace it. That's fine. Throw that back in here. Print. Flow 1.2 hours and print. I wonder if the Z offset's in the G code in the slicer, or the home position, I should say. Yeah, that's still not printing right. It's doing the exact same thing. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like it's not loading the mesh data into the printer for some reason. It's got to be what it is. My brain hurts already this morning. Yeah, that's failing. I'm not gonna chase this. Stop. Something's not right with this auto. The auto bed leveling feature is not enabling for some reason. I don't know why, and it's getting very frustrating because I'm staring at the G code on this printer. It clearly has. Oh, sorry. It clearly has it turned on. Remove the following two lines if you don't have an ABL, which I do. So I have an auto bed leveling, so those two need to stay here. And then this is to print an extrusion line. So I could probably change this manually by adding, like it's having me do it as to 2 millimeters. I need to be 7. So I could change that to 7. And then wait for the extruder temp, which is raising it to, for some reason, to 240 degrees. I don't really know why. So if I lower that back down to 220, and then it's going to, I don't feel like any of that's needed, honestly. Because I'm doing a line 1, line 2. Let's delete that. I don't think I need that either. $225. Just like I don't need 2 prime nozzles either. I can probably get rid of this one. And I'm going to get rid of that as well. That might be throwing a curveball into this issue. So let's do that. Option G29 if there's no stored mesh. So does that need changed? That's my question, because I feel like I'm having issues with the mesh not loading correctly. So if I go back to settings, if I go to leveling, let's go back to the printer. Let's see if it loads the mesh data first. It does. So the machine still has the correct mesh data in it. So I don't question that. I question that the slicer is not... Well, wait a minute. The data's not there. It's all zeros, but it does have values in it. But the only one that has a value is the bottom left corner at negative 0.081. The rest of them are all zeros. I wonder if that might be the issue. So let's just rerun this test. Is it not going to work? Maybe. Okay. Did my printer, like, just lock up on me? Which, I mean, you're running third-party firmware on it, so I wouldn't be shocked. Okay. I guess it's not going to function. Auto level, start. Okay. Power cycle, off, back on. It is freezing out here today. So I need to auto preheat, settings, leveling. So now it has values on it. That's so weird. Let's go ahead and rerun this test again, just to make sure that I'm not missing something. So now the probe failed. What is going on with this printer? I'm tired today, guys. I don't know why I don't feel the best. Like, it's not like sick. I feel exhausted all the time anymore. I know what it is. It's my diet. I'm off of medicine that I've been taking for a while. For weight loss. Was on metformin for like 3 months, so pretty sure I crashed from that. And they took me off of it. Octopode chicken coop. That's impressive. Now it shows that there's not a high spot. Well, kind of. There's a little bit of a high spot, but it's definitely this left side's low or high, however you want to look at it. Okay. Is there a calibration test for there's not. Okay. I'm gonna look up go over there. Okay. Delete. Delete. Now I want to drag that, and of course it's not going to let me because it's being a pain in the butt. So let's move that into my folder, and then let's move it over here. Now I want to slice that, export it. I'm going to put it over here. Save. So there we go. Throw it in here. Go back to home. Print. Bed leveling. Print. And let's see what happens. What is up with that? See, now that mesh shows all blanks. Like it didn't load the mesh. I hate auto bed leveling. Like, it's such a great idea, but getting it to function is a pain in the butt. What is taking this forever? Oh, it's coming up to temp. That's why. And of the bed, which I didn't expect anything different. Why? Yeah, it's not even close. This corner's not even close to touching. So that's the problem, is it's not loading the auto. Like this corner over here, it's not doing anything. It's just not even close. So it pulls it with it. So, yep, not gonna work. Stop. Why is this printer hating life? I can do it manually. Like, I can get it to work, but it doesn't use the features that it's supposed to. That's the problem that I'm having. And I don't know what code is needed to fix this problem, because when I go and look at the G code for the startup, it says that the default is 0. So this 0 needs to be changed to something, but what is it? I don't know. And that's the part that I don't understand what's going on. Why? I still feel like that there's something missing with this code. I just don't know what it is. So let's do some research. Let's try to find out. So Ender 3 S1 Pro auto bed leveling code. So it's a 420 code is what it needs. Okay, so let me go back over here. 420 S1. Why is it Z0 though? And maybe that's throwing off the whole reason why it's printing off of the bed as well. So if I do S1, The G29 initiates a new auto bed probe off the bed before the print starts. In the M500 code, command saves the current ABL mesh to the EEPROM. What? You can also directly include a G29 command after the G28 in your start G code to initiate a new auto bed leveling probe before each print. I would be fine with that if it I'm so confused. I'm so confused at this point. M420S1Z2 in place of the G29. Put that after. Can you tell me what the Z2 means at the end of the S1, Z2 have an end 3 S1 Pro and all? I don't know if it means that position 3 the S1 don't include the Z2, but some do. Reading, yeah, but there's no answer to that. Okay, that's not going to help me. Let's go and read this code real fast. KMP for the win. Oh, Clipper? I would like to know what the Z10, like, what's the Z for? Restore leveling after G28 configure. However, either Creality does not use it. Okay, that's fine. Since using the M420 just restores the existing auto bed leveling mesh, I don't think there are any issues with this command. Exception with this printer with restore leveling after G29 enable. The restored mesh would be overwritten at that point. Scratch that. okay, so that's what the Z10 stands for. Is it fades over 10 layers. So that makes sense. That's like that stands for Z offset 10 for 10 height. So instead of like Z1 or Z0 or Z2, like nobody could actually answer why it was doing what it was doing. So that makes sense to me. I'm actually kind of impressed with the way that this is written. I'm almost just going to copy and paste this whole thing over, because even it fixes. Yeah, I'm okay with this actually. This G code. Because I feel like my G code, my start code is just like hodgepodge together. So let's do that. Let's just copy this whole thing. Copy, paste. And I can delete a lot of this stuff. So I can delete that. I can leave it in there. I don't think it's going to matter. So M17 set movement. Let me go back and read this. M17 is the set movement. G90s use the absolute positioning. The M83 uses relative extrusion. M17 starts the heating bed. M140 start heating bed. So the G28 moves all axes to the known position. Bed mesh, use one of the M40 or G29 uncommit if as required. So an M40 S1 Z10 uses the saved bed mesh fading over 10 layers. Okay, that's good. Start preheat without oozing filament. Wait for bed temperature when creating new bed mesh. Okay. Wait for hot end to preheat temperature to create new bed mesh with everything heated. Generating bed mesh. And then create new bed mesh for the existing print. And then ready the nozzle. Let's try that. I think that's going to fix a lot of my issues. It's not going to fix my x-axis offset, but I think I can manually change that to 7 and 7.2 and 7.3 or 7.3 and 7.3 because I need to be 7 millimeters off the axis for some reason. I don't know why, but I do. It's almost like the limit switch moved or something along that lines. Let's save. We'll save that. Close that out. Let's go ahead and re-slice this file. Uh-oh. What did I break? What did I break? Slice? Uh-oh. Close? No. Discard. Orca slicer. I think I boo-booed. I think I messed it up. Prepare. 3D printer files. Let's throw that in here. Slice. Failed to generate G-code for invalid custom G-code. The machine start G-code parsing error line 9, not a variable named M140S. Start heat bed, please. So do I need to change the name of that? Okay. Weird. G-code. Let's go with 60. I don't know if that's going to work. Well, we'll try it. Save. Slice. No, it does not like whatever that value is. So I guess I need to delete that whole thing and put S60 on there. Maybe? Question mark? So get rid of all of that and go S60. Save. Slice. So now it's layer 19. M190 start bed temperature layer 0. Okay. So that's going to need to be whatever my bed temp is. So in this case, it needs to be 60. And then that needs to be material bed. So that needs to be 60. Material print temp needs to be 220. That looks good. Save. Save. Close. Slice. So now we got a working slice again. So let's go ahead and save that file. I want to delete that. And we're going to add that new file. No, it doesn't exist. Whatever. Yes. Throw that back in the printer. Print. Bed leveling. Print. Let's see what happens. So bed is leveling to 60. Nozzle is warming up to 150. I'm starting to get really frustrated again. I feel like I've gone down a rabbit hole. I mean, it needed to happen, so I'm okay with it. My patience is running out, is all I'm saying. Bed's at 60, filament's at 150 currently. Now it just up to 220. While it's doing its thing, I'm gonna get a drink. Okay. 215. Should start any second. And 220. I mean, at least it's printing on the bed, but it's just printing on the very edge of the bed. Yeah, there's no way that this is working. This auto bed leveling system. There's no way. There's no way, because I'm watching the Z-axis gantry, and it's not rotating at all. I mean, it would move just a tick if it was, like, trying to compensate for a low corner or something like that. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm gonna take a break. I need to walk away from this thing. It's driving me up a wall. It is not doing what I want it to do. So, I know it's a G-code issue. Something to do with the auto bed leveling is not functioning correctly again. So, I'm not gonna chase this. I'm gonna hop off here. I'll probably be back online later this evening, and we'll tackle it some more. I just need a break. I think I'm gonna go and play some games on my PC in the living room. So, probably go play some Rocket League. Adios, guys. I will see you all later today. Probably take the kids, and we'll probably go to the flea market.